Good morning, traders. Are you guys ready to get back into the trading action? I'll tell you what, guys, went back into the green again yesterday and slowly working my way back. Of course, Monday, red, but the rest of the week green. Let's see if we can end the week on a nice green note, bounce back on a green week, and work our way back. Of course, Ryan's been killing it on his trade to pool account. You guys out there, let us know what's your top stock to watch today. Throw it up in the chat and let's see what we can get today. It's live trading with Benzinga, and I'm ready to get those chicken winner chicken dinners. And look at the swing trading action right now. I got 2 in the red. And guess what? 5 in the green. Let's talk all about it.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
What's up, team? It's good to see you guys all here. And let's go ahead. Let's bring on, exactly, my boy Ryan Faloona in the house. How we doing today, Ryan?
Good morning. It's Friday, so we're doing really good.
Yes, it is Friday. It's always a good day to be on a Friday, but of course, going into a holiday weekend, we could see a little bit of a slowdown today. We'll see what happens if we do get that speed up action, or will we continue to push? Looks like we got bad news, good news kind of thing with the jobs numbers. So jobs numbers coming in a little bit hot, but the market reacting positively on that. We'll take a look at the action, of course, and you guys smash the like out there. We have a nice little new layout today, so you get Ryan and I a little bit bigger. And guess what, guys? We'll be able to show you guys trade the pool really easily now, and we can just hop back and forth from Ryan, myself, and then of course Benzinga Pro, of course. We'll be going back and forth between all three. You guys can always check these out in the description below. Get your 2-week trial. And the fun part is, look at that. Look, I mean, you can get Benzinga Pro. You can get, of course, Trade the Pool. There's some trials for you guys to check out. Definitely, if you guys can always hit the QR code in the top right corner, or I can always throw it up right here on top of the screen here. Of course, Trade the Pool. We fund stock traders. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and do so. Let's get to the action. Let's take a look at stocks moving right now. Of course, I'm going to really quickly run through my swing trade outlook. I have still Apple, guys, and I'm looking to see what happens with this one today. I just want to see a little push above 189s, but thinking about taking some profits here out the gates because I'm really starting to get a nice little position building here. I would like to take a little bit and then look to see if I can run all the way to 200. I've been looking at this for some time now. It's almost filling in the gap, and I'm looking to see if we can fill that gap back to just 191. But if we can even get to the 190 today, I might just take some profits and then just look for this to continue to work. That's Apple. I did take some Chevron for a swing trade. We'll see if this can go higher through the 162, and I'm looking for oil to hold. I want to see the 160 hold now on Chevron and go higher. I have 161.11. And then I have Intel. Also looking for this to get back there to 37. This is looking good in the last couple of days. I got to be careful with quick pullbacks. We're going to look for it to stay strong today. And then I bought CRM on the pullback yesterday. Got to be careful for it going below 220s. I don't want to push too hard on this, but I do think it could come back. We'll see what happens. If it fills the gap on the downside action, then I could get screwed. We'll see what happens on that one. And then some smaller names that I have, MGM. I went with also Penn, trying to play the NFL trade here. We'll see what happens today on these names to see if I'm able to hold on these names. Definitely don't want it to go through 2350s on Penn, but I like the action in MGM. Also going to look to see if that can get back above Wednesday's high and get through. The high is 44.28. So get back above 44s into 44.50s. We'll be looking good there and looking to see and play a couple of these plays. Of course, I still also have American Airlines. Let's see if the airlines can get off the ground here and start to push back towards 15, at least for American. And towards the gate today, I'll keep watching different names to see if they can keep moving higher. Soxel, Amazon having a really good lift, looking for kind of growth names in ARKK. Roku still on the radar. I just like the way this chart is looking. Let's see if we get a growth type of rally today and we keep pushing on those growth names. Now I'm going to kick it over to Ryan. Like always, you guys can throw up stocks you guys like. Let's get to the action. I'll put down my charts. We'll go first with, of course, do you want to do Benzinga Pro first?
Yeah. I mean, I only review stocks in Benzinga Pro.
That's what I want to hear, baby.
I will trade the pool and I will show you it.
Yeah.
But my idea generation, review, preview, all of that's going to be BZ Pro. That is the essential tool. Check out your 2-week free trial, link in the description below. Sorry, Mitch.
Want to answer a quick one here just for Eldon. He asks about AAL. Where did I get it? I've gotten it twice. I had 1495s, and then I added a little bit lower than 90s, which actually got me around. I'm an average right now at 1494. So the idea here is to not let it go through really 14 and watch it climb back through 15. American Airlines is more of a weekly outlook, just to give that perspective. And then that's what I'm looking for. Get back on the weekly above 15s and we'll be looking good on this. So it's kind of like a trend line approach to here and then looking for it to reverse back. We'll see what happens there. Now kicking it to Ryan.
Okay, so taking a look at the SPY, we are on our way up to 460. When we compare this to the VIX, VIX has a 13.2 or 1327 right now. So how much lower is the VIX really going to go? I mean, I'm obviously expecting a pullback here. We'll see if we reverse. We got a long weekend coming up. Don't be the one that shows up on Monday trying to trade. So be careful today. It's liable to be light volume today. It's been light volume all week, and I expect that to continue. Today might be the lightest of that. We'll see, even with the data print that we got this morning. Now, SPY moving higher here. Popped on that. Let me go ahead and back and give that to you. We have the non-farm payrolls 187 versus a 170 estimate. Unemployment rate. Unemployment rate 3.8% versus the 3.5% estimate, and the average hourly earnings for August 0.2% versus the 0.3% estimate. 0.4% was the prior reading. That popped the market. Market like that. We're trading higher here. Let's see if we end up holding this or if we regress back to the mean or if we really kind of pull back. Again, anything can happen on a low volume Friday before a holiday, 3-day weekend. Now let's take a look at some of the movers in here. The first one here is obviously the ones you guys are already hitting it. This is TAOP, Tao Ping. Earnings were released before the market opened here. This thing is absolutely going ham right now. 243 up to about 650. Volume's really crazy. I pulled it up in my broker here. People are trading it back and forth. This one going to me, I need this to settle. I'm not even interested in this until this has some type of discernible setup. Would really love for it to pull back and kind of consolidate, but we'll see what happens. This one definitely going to be in play today. Liable to see moves on both the long and the short side on TAOP here today. So keep that in mind. Next on the list here is going to be Meds. Meds is back. We've traded this one a few times post reverse split. It shows a very clear pattern. This is what it's done before. It spikes up, comes back in, spikes up, comes back in, spikes up. Let's see how it works or how it continues to happen. You can see here that the VWAP, it will go through the VWAP, but we should quickly recover if it does. Otherwise, it may just bounce off the VWAP. So keep Meds on your radar here today. We'll see if we get a trade set up in Meds. I know it's already run a substantial amount here, up 77% here in the pre-market. So we want to make sure that this gives us a low-risk setup before we take it. EOSE, Knowles, EOSE. This stock has just been wild. If you take a look at the daily chart here, the stock went on a huge run, came all the way back in, basically round tripped it, now going on a huge run again. Don't chase this stock. I suspect that this is not going to be the point of no return for this. I wouldn't be shocked if this came back into a 2 or a 3 handle. So do not chase this. Wait for potential setups. We're taking a look at for a short-term day trade setup. Really, as long as it holds 450 today, it should be in play. VWAP at 488. I'd love to see us cross through that. We'll see how it goes. But really, as long as this holds 450 today, we should be in some pretty decent shape. They did have a catalyst here today. EOS Energy shares are trading higher after the company announced Project Amaze, a $500 million program to address long-duration energy storage demand. That sounds like a Tesla killer without saying Tesla killer in it, but we'll see about that. We'll let that materialize. Next on the list here is going to be ME. This is 23andMe Holdings. This did pop as high as 152. Came back in here. We're pretty much hugging VWAP. There was a PR yesterday after hours. 23andMe granted new FDA clearance to report additional BRCA variants. So this is the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes that increase risk for breast, ovarian, and prostate and pancreatic cancer. So looks like they're going to be able to get more information about those in that testing that is causing this stock to pop here today. We'll see if 23andMe goes on a run here. This is a fairly thick trading stock. I'm going to watch this to see what happens, but this is not going to be my first attempt here, or the thing that I'm watching the most. This is not how I want to spend my Friday, trading 23andMe, but worth noting that it is up and on a catalyst. Next here, we have Lion Group Holding. This is LGHL. I feel like we've traded this one before. I can't remember for myself, but I feel like this was definitely a ticker that we've discussed multiple times here in this show. Loves to pop and drop. We've already done that here in the pre-market. Can we set up and make another run to and through the VWAP? That's yet to be seen. Watch the volume on this one. That volume shows up quickly, the price changes quickly, and then it evaporates just as quickly. So if you're going to trade this one today and you get some gains in it, make sure you book them before you lose them. Let's see. BEKE. This popped out of the open yesterday, immediately round tripped. It'll be interesting to see what it does today. I would be curious about how the stock behaves around 1820 and then also the pre-market high of 1865. We'll see if it can get up towards that $20. I didn't see any new news here. No, just the earnings stuff from yesterday. So, no, gets a hold from Bank of America Securities. Nothing here really driving it. I guess this would just be continued momentum from yesterday's session. Let me see if there was anything else interesting in here. I saw Valet was up earlier today, but I didn't see any news catalyst for this. JP Morgan. There we go. It's an analyst rating upgrade. JP Morgan upgrading Valet to overweight. Price target of 16. We're about $3 away from that. Valet popping on that news here. XPEV. Announces vehicle delivery results for August. XPEV stock rises as August deliveries increase 43% year over year. So this is causing it to pop. We'll see if XPEV can end up trading back. We're pretty much back to where we were on Wednesday. So not really a huge pop here, but we'll see what happens. Now, I'm going to flip over to the main chart. I don't really have anything else to go here. We'll take some tickers from the chat. Looks like Acer. Oops, did I spell that wrong? I must have. Looks like Acer being mentioned here. Good morning, Acer. Rustam, I don't know what you're seeing here. This had a huge run yesterday. This is really, really weak, low volume here today. This sure looks like it wants to roll over and break one to the downside. This is not an appealing play to the long side here today. Might have just had its day yesterday. I guess we'll watch it and see if that turns around. And then the other one here, this was a Bex call from yesterday. P3 Partners. This is not more for a day trade. This really, if we take a look at the daily chart, look what this did. It really ran up, came pretty much all the way back in, and looks like it's starting to bounce now. So started building a little bit of a swing position in this one. We're gapping up again here today over yesterday's highs. Let's see if we can continue pushing. P3 looking good. What else do you have? KB doesn't like birds. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Peace out, bro. Anything else that you... ENPH. Okay, let's take a look at that. ENPH. This is Enphase. So solar stocks, very, very difficult to own in rising interest rate environments. Obviously, the higher the rates, the less you're likely going to install solar panels here. ENPH really kind of showing you that. Now, at some point, this is going to bounce, all right? So maybe 115, that would be this pretty good support in here. Maybe we bounce. To me, this is not a stock I'd want to be long. If you find a way to play this on like a momentum basis, great. That'll probably keep you safe. But to me, it looks like we probably don't get another bounce spot until 115 or so. Smoke Tuna, you were talking about BRDX and ADTX. So those were the prop jobs from yesterday. BDX. BDRX. Oh, I have to type this right. BDRX. All right, so these were the huge low floaters that ran yesterday. Looking a little bit weak here in the pre-market today. A crazy run yesterday. It could still push today, but not sure, but risky. I completely agree with that. I think you really want to wait for this to kind of set up and find some support before it goes. I wouldn't necessarily just trust these implicitly. ADTX, I believe, had an offering. Cal, that's what you were saying too, it looks like. Came all the way back in. The thing I hear about ADTX is, for today, at least in the pre-market session, we've really kind of held the sideways motion. So let's see if that continues. It looks like it's trying to go. Let's see. I guess you could keep it on your radar if you want, but like Smoke Tuna said, very, very risky. Please, please, please be careful. One more thing that I wanted to mention here. This was from yesterday. This is a great call from Jay Wild. This was SSYS. This is Stratasys. Remember, this is one of the 3D printers that popped after that news from Apple. Had a great day when it popped. A good day yesterday, and looks like it's trying to go higher today. So much like I said live here yesterday, I've started to build a position. And we'll see where we can end up swinging this to. If we take a look at the daily chart, this is down from much, much higher. Would love for this to make a run back to 30. That'd be about 100% gain from entry. Okay. What else do you folks want to take a look at? Oh, okay. Jay saying ICCT. Okay, so we talked about a good stock here in SSYS, but let's talk about ICCT. Jay saying back to reality. Indeed. We're now in single digits. I look actually for this to go lower today, mostly. And then VFS, let's see where that's at. VFS also coming back in here pretty substantially. So couple of days, those stocks ran pretty crazy, but starting to come back in now. All right, Miguel, you want to take a look at SMCI? Time do we have? 2 minutes and 30 seconds till we get started. Mitch is nowhere to be found. We'll go ahead and take a look at SMCI. Excuse me. This chart, I don't know if I want to trust some of these technology charts. Actually, this actually does look bullish, though. That kind of has me fighting myself here. It looks like this does want to kind of curl up. I'd be ready to take your gains just in case some of the air comes out of this. So be careful. Let me see. I just got a message. Mitch. Okay, cool. I don't know why he chose to do that when I'm here by myself. Matthew, you want to take a look at AMC? Take a look at AMC. Yikes. Remember, $12. This was reverse split. I don't think that this is in any circumstance a good buy. I'm not even sure I would recommend this for day trading. I think that this is silly. I think that this is nothing more than a gamble. This is not a well-run company. This is not a good vehicle for investment purposes. If you find a way to trade it and consistently extract money, more power to you. I think that there are better plays out there. Don't let yourself get trapped in something like AMC. All right. What else? You got Mark, you're asking about MSOS. Is that MSOS? That's one of the pot plays, right? Yep, that is the cannabis ETF. Cannabis ETF has been screaming. Really, the only question I have is where do we stop here, right? Wait for this momentum, or when is this momentum going to dry out? Not wait for it. When is the momentum going to dry up? We'll see where we end up going. We're actually at a pretty decent resistance level. This sideways channel that we were in back in the end of December to the end of 2022 through the first quarter of 2023. This is definitely providing some resistance. I'd love to pop above this and start building above this. That would be the next thing that we'd need to see for a move into double digits. So we'll see if we end up getting that. All right, Ryan, have a great weekend, and may all your shots be in the fairway and no more than 2 putts. Gary, I really appreciate that. If that happens, I will have a very, very good holiday weekend. Thanks for all of your support and participation. I'd like to send that right back at you. Have a great weekend. Okay, we are open. Let's get rolling here, folks. Okay, let's see. Where's Tesla right up to the VWAP and through? Did want to day trade Tesla here, but we'll see if it's got that. What's the market doing? Market moving higher here? Are the NASDAQ up? Now it's starting to come back in. All right, TAOP, by the way, first move here is down on TAOP. Man, Tesla continuing to push. I should have bought this right out of the open. Ugh. Frustrating. Frustrating. Try some. Let's see if Tesla can keep pushing here. Let me get MSOS off here. We don't need that. LGHL, this was one from the list. This is pushing. Let's see. BLZE, really? Is that moving for real? Yeah, not on high volume, though. BEKE. All right, NTNX. NTNX looking pretty good here. Also watching Tesla here. I accidentally fat fingered that and got in it, so we're going to have to manage this now. Oh, yikes. Come on, bounce. Market is pulling back here. Market is pulling back here. NTNX, boy, how many times am I gonna screw that ticker up today, folks? NTNX popping back towards VWAP here. We'll see where this goes. I am in trouble on Tesla. Mitch.
Oh man, you gotta be careful with that share size in Tesla, like always.
I like I said, I added too much. Hit my loss limit. Tesla immediately reversed. Yeah. But it's weird. It was not 700. I can tell you that much. Loss limit was not 700.
You probably just got triggered out, and one of the things is
immediate reversal, and now of course the stock is bouncing. Oh, so Mitch, couple of good days in the prop account ruined in the first 5 minutes on a Friday.
Hey,
awesome stuff.
Hey, it's okay. It's Tesla. That's one thing to remember, right? And I think that's one thing that, it's easily forgotten. And like, I'll tell you right now, when I go after Tesla, to me, 10 shares is decent size.
That's what I was doing yesterday. I kept layering in on 10 shares. And guess what? Today, it was 100 shares by accident. So,
oh yeah, that's a big difference, right? Yep. Let's just be honest. And this is the idea there of, just being careful, right? And I think that, fat fingering is a real thing, guys.
You just saw it live, folks.
All right, ICCT. Is that one tradable in here? I'm not sure. I think that one's a really small boy. No, that one's not on there, but I'm looking for trades, guys. You guys let me know if you guys see anything. And Ryan, hey, we'll bounce back, man. That's all we ever can do, right? We all make mistakes. And the key here is, like always, we just keep battling. I'll switch you over. There you go. I got it.
I figured that. Look, we got the new system down just because I screwed up a trade. Here's the frustrating part. There's no question you would have held. Lynn is saying deep breath and patience. Lynn, that's not how this works. I'm sorry. The broker stops you out. You do not have the patience. You have to be accurate in order to do this. Now, the problem here is that had I have just had the actual normal amount of shares, this wouldn't be a problem. I would have held through this, maybe added down here. Tesla already started to bounce, although it's giving up that bounce. Now, there's other ways to play this, but when you're too levered in, big time loss there on Tesla. That sucks. That absolutely sucks.
All right, guys. I'm focusing on my swing trades first because it's just smarter for me to do that. I already got a rip there to 189, but it's not holding there for Apple. So I'm going to give it here towards like the 188.80s. But if not, I might take half out just to pay myself, right? One of the things that I don't allow to do is to get to a point where I'm not paying myself. So I'm going to go ahead and set a stop right underneath about half of this towards 188.70.
Crow plan, that's absolutely not true. Plan was a breakout of the pre-market highs that it was pushing through on high volume. I simply bought too much and it reversed.
Hey, it happens.
Actually, I don't really. Well, this is the good thing about having a prop account. That trade was in the prop account, so
yeah, it's a learning account too, right? That's the way we're looking at it too.
I don't really care. There's less stress in the prop account than there is in the regular account.
Yeah, and it's a learning lesson for all of us, and I think that that's what it's all about.
Thank God I had gains to work off of. Otherwise, I'd really be in trouble.
I've made mistakes. I've told you guys about it. Remember, Ryan? I talked about my mistake and how I ended up getting into the wrong name with big sizing.
Was that Tesla?
No, it wasn't Tesla. It was a
TLSA. It's doppelganger. I've done that before too.
It was like I was going back and forth between two stocks. My entry form stayed on one stock. The chart was on a different. So you know how that one can happen. And so this is why it's so important to link them together. But I did want to show you guys some cool features today. I will be showing you on Trade the Pool on how you can be using the chart features to try to help you with things like this. And then Ryan, for you, I think one of the important things is what are your quantities set to already?
The default order quantity is set to 100 and it's global. Now, I think one of the things, Mitch, one of the things that we were talking about the other day is that you can actually set individual stocks. So maybe some of the higher price stocks that we're going to trade more often, I can lower that default. But to be honest with you, I like round lots. I really don't want to trade it away from 100.
I agree. I don't think that's a bad outlook at all. I am going to be setting a break-even stop for CRM just because the way that the market's reacting here for my swing trading action, and I'm not going to let that go into the red, even though it's in the green already. But what I'll do is I'll set a break-even out on that.
Now, in the main account, I'm still watching Tesla here because when it does bottom, there's likely a bounce play that we'll be able to take advantage of. Also, watching some of the scanners here. ADTX, is this halted? Yeah, it looks like that's halted to the upside here. And ADTX, now I'm not going to trade that. I don't need to compound my problems. ICCT halted. We'll see when those open up here.
In the red today, defensive, cyclical, and real estate. Technology slightly up, energy leading, basic materials behind that, and then financial services. Financial services continue in the green. I'm going to look for technology eventually to get a nice little push back here. Let's see if they can hold hourly pullbacks on things like the Qs and NVIDIA. NVIDIA is getting really hit hard out the gates here, and so is the Qs. Let's see the SPY. SPY is also really dragging compared to the way that the market's reacting. But my oil trade is looking really good. Chevron ripping the 164. That's a nice little move there in Chevron. Believe it or not, I just got hit on the Apple profits there. So I'll take a little bit of profit in Apple today as it's starting to pull back, and then I can leave the rest break even. Intel's pulling back here, but it did do a nice little push out the gates. That's one that I'm actually going to watch for some up action here, even though the market's dragging. This looks pretty good here on Intel.
EDBL going with those cannabis names that we talked about earlier. This is Edible Garden. Huge rip here. Can't possibly chase this. Can't possibly chase. It's going to be halted here at 250 if it holds. Let's see if I get this report in here. ICCT resumed. Okay, EDBL halted now. ICCT moving higher here out of that halt.
The Qs just keep pulling back. Let's see if we can get finally a bounce here and things start to come back. I'm looking at Intel here. It's pushing nice. I like it for potential buy here, but got to keep an eye on it. MGM also in the green today. Penn not in the green though, so I'm keeping an eye on that. MGM's one that I also like on this pullback, but we'll see if it gets back above 44.75. Markets need to catch a little bit some bounce there. If we keep coming down,
Yeah,
I don't like that
they're
I have
coming
so
in.
much long exposure. So the big thing for me is always, if I see rotation coming against me, take profits. Now, one of the biggest things that I have, at least it's helping me today, is an oil position, right? Something that's kind of against the market. I wanted to have some type of exposure into something that's not so correlated with the market. One of those being energy, right? And so oils that play for me, it's Chevron today. This is why I think it's important when I do swing trades and I have, like, Ryan, like, I've been trying to think about this. So like over 5 positions, have something that's uncorrelated. Like
So I'm sorry, I didn't follow you there.
So like one thing that I do often, that I used to do often, is like, so like I'd have like 5 or 6 different tech plays. But then of course, if the market goes against me, like the Qs go against me, all those plays are probably going to be in the red.
Yeah.
Right. And so I
They're-
want to have some exposure to something that could probably go up if the market goes down.
Yeah, you want to have that's like a hedge. You want to have some type of hedge to guard against those longs. Sure.
And then just things that I'm learning, and I like sharing that with you guys because that's literally how I'm like trying to make improvements even in my swing trading, right? I think you guys learn from a lot from just thinking about how we think about things in our system and how we want to go about it. What's Gush doing? Did he pull back far enough? Ooh, look at that big push and Gush today, guys. That's why I was looking for the oil rip. And what's my biggest thing that I've been talking about on Start Swing Trade for oil? If you guys out there that are Start Swing Trade fans and watch it every day, you guys tell them in the chat that I'm not just bringing BS here. I've been talking about watching WTI and seeing if we could get above 82s. Yesterday, we did just that. Now, what do we do today? We go and we even broke 85 on the range. We went to 85.19. Now the next levels to watch for are a hold of 85 on the day. And then I'll be looking to see if we can make our way even maybe to 88 to 90. That's going to definitely help oil get higher as you see these energy stocks push higher. And Raz saying, yes, at least Raz will call me out. And I want you guys to always call me out if you guys feel that I'm like, cherry picking, because the truth is, it's not to like look back and say like, oh, you guys would have made this much, but more along how am I going about this? How am I forward looking into the futures and looking into the oil WTI to see where those resistance level break, and then tying that in with the oil stocks, and then taking a swing based off of a good daily chart on Chevron based on what I'm seeing in the future at WTI. So I like to show you guys the outlook of how I went about it, why I thought that they could get the lift, and it was a pretty good move yesterday. All right, if you guys see anything starting to work its way back, let me know. Intel's the one that I want here. It's already above 36 here, so I'm going to look for a nice little pullback here to 36. It went back down to 35.80s, so it could always pull right back down there. The Q's already coming back a little bit, so I'm looking for like maybe 35.90s here on Intel.
Just scalped Tesla in the main account off that bounce.
There you go. Better get back into the
EOSC might be closing the gap here back to VWAP on EOSC.
Ryan, not to stay on it, but one thing that I think is very important that I think about all the time, whenever I make mistakes and I talk about this, I say, was it a execution mistake or a process mistake? And so in this case, I don't think it was clearly a process mistake. You had the mentality, and I like the way you've been going after Tesla. You've been doing really well. You made one mistake on execution,
and
that sometimes can cost us. Yep. That can cost us, right? That's the truth. But that's more along something that you realize, what did I do? It was just a fat finger. It wasn't even something that you really executed bad on your buy. It was more execution buy just because volume. That you can, there's no control on that, right? The only thing you can do is maybe have something like a hotkey to immediately get out of a position. That's one thing that I can maybe say, okay, we can learn from, we can add. You can do that on Trade the Pool. So I'll teach us how to do that a little later today, on how you can have a hotkey for like sell everything. You get what I mean? Like get rid of all positions.
Yeah, flatten now is what it's called.
Yeah, there you go, Ryan. That's exactly what it's called. So I appreciate you bringing that up. And that's something that we'll be looking for.
That's something, and Mitch, that's great because that's something that I use in TD Ameritrade and have been using for years.
All right, market's still dragging a little bit here. So Qs didn't want to come to VWAP, so I'm lowering my buys in Intel just because it still looks like a really good chart. But if the Qs aren't going to come back, I don't want to be stuck in a name when the market's dragging, right? Like, so like if the SPY is getting hit hard today, like the way it is, and the Qs are getting hit hard, why be long some tech names? That just seems to me like I'm asking for it. AKA Natalie says the panic button. Yeah, we all need a panic button.
We've all used the panic button before. I actually use the panic button to exit when I need to.
I will mention here, Chris, you've been on top of it too, man. You even kept me honest on WTI the other day. You mentioned the levels. That's what it's all about, Chris. And I like how you went about it differently. Like I'm in, just stocks. You're in it with XOM calls. Hey, shout out to you, my friend. You go with what you like. You find the levels. And if I can at least point you in a direction and then you can go and do your research and make an investment decision, that's truly what it's all about, right? That's why we're here for education, guys, so that you guys can learn from our process and then you guys can go ahead and master the markets. All right, what else is going on out there, guys? If you guys see some smaller ones, let me know. I'm with it. I'll bring it up here and take a look on, of course, Trade the Pool. I'm looking around to see if the Qs can make a comeback here. It did just come back to 36 there on Intel. Intel still looks really good here. I'm fighting myself not to get long it right now, but that's just because the market's just dragging and dragging.
EOSC looks like this is going to come into the lows here.
Dell having a really good day now, starting to pull back. NIO having a decent day, and I've been looking for NIO to get a nice little push back. So I can maybe start looking at China EVs as a play here. Seeing XPEV come back up through 18s, and it's trying to hold 1850s right now. So I like that one right now. If I could get it right now and then maybe add on pullback, it looks good here. Oof, so quick.
How about
you guys
EDBL?
See this?
Is that in trade?
You guys see how quick this is? Hold on, give me 1 second to see if I can maybe get XPEV. But did you see how quick it moved there, though? And you guys saw me try to play that relationship literally in my mind in front of you guys, second by second. I can't jump this, though. If I would have been able to get 54s there, yes, I would have grabbed it. You guys literally saw me try to change the market and try to get there, but it already jumped to 65. So now I would be looking at 54 or below. So if it's below 54, I can maybe jump in here. Let's see if we can get it. Look at the offer. So I'm looking at the offer here to see if this can go below 54s. If it does, I'll hit a little bit of an entrance and I'll slowly work into about 200 shares here. Let's see if I can get it. VWAP's at 1840s, so I'd want to add back down towards 1830s. So 1850s, 1840s, 1830s. There's 54 for a second there. I'll take a little bit at 56 just to try to get a jump on the party, right? And so now that I'm at 56, I'll just layer down. Putting out 1842s, 1835. So I'm going to try to put some layers out on the pullback to get filled on pullback and look for the expansion back higher. Why am I coming after this play? Because I see NIO pushing to the upside here. So I'm looking to see if that can go through 11. And then I'd look at LI. LI starting to wake itself up off the bottom. So if this could recover VWAP and come back up through like 4250s, this would be looking good. This one was the strongest one of the bunch already. So that's okay as long as it can kind of catch this pullback around 42 and then work its way back through 4250s. That would be looking really good here. We'll find out what happens. Let's go back to XPEV, see if we get our pullback fills.
Market's still pulling back, by the way. NASDAQ, SPY, all at lows here. Yeah, by the way, does Trade the Pool have EDBL? Because that stock is the stock of the day so far. EDBL.
All right, just give me 1 second here.
Probably
That's
not.
already looking better. EDBL?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Look at this.
Yes, it
Moving
does.
with the cannabis names.
Yes, it does. Look, it just opened up. Yes, it
Michael's
does.
asking if EDBL is going to 420. Maybe.
Oh
That
God,
would
you
be a
guys should have
perfect
told me.
price target for it. What the hell?
Isn't this like though like the edible delivery service, like let's say like chocolates, not cannabis? I don't know. I think that's how shit mind my language. But that's how sometimes shit could be
Yeah,
like
hydroponic vertical greenhouses to grow organic herbs and lettuces.
oh, they're a vertical greenhouse. Okay, so that's not even cannabis. That's like just like indoor like
But I think you can
greenhouse.
grow cannabis in there, Mitch. I think that's the point.
Yeah, sometimes traders, right, Ryan?
Hey,
They
man,
can make some
look,
correlations happen, man.
can you argue with the price action today?
No, I can't. I can't, man. I
I'm
can't.
just saying. I'm just saying.
I can't, man. I'll tell you that. I can't. All
And it's
right.
halted again.
Well, XPEV is back into the green. I'm focusing on that one just because I've already missed a crap ton of that EDBL.
Yeah, me too. I'm not trading. Edible's gone. I can't chase that.
I see you guys. Don't worry. At least we could trade it, though. That's 100% good.
Yeah, that's again. This is exactly why trade the pool is awesome, and it's not just like the 5 hugest stocks that you can trade. There's a lot of them in there.
Okay,
That
so
one
what's
kind of
happening for
surprises me,
now?
Mitch.
You're already starting to get LI to come back, and that's already hitting VWAP now. Now I want to see if it can take 4250s and just squeeze those people out. And then I need to see what NIO continuing to lift. Let's see if that can keep pushing here. If that keeps pushing, what I'll even look how the net P&L just keeps going into green here. This is for relationship style playing here. We'll see if NIO can keep making a move today. So NIO can pull back to the VWAP 1065, but I'd like it to just take 11 here. Just go 1086 up towards 11. 11 has a resistance right there. Then we can pull back a little bit and look to kind of see a reversal on the daily here on NIO. XPEV starting to make that nice move. Now up there towards 76 and 78. If I had more size here, I'd probably just sell right now into this nice little rip. But I'm just letting it work. I can always add on pullbacks and look for NIO to keep leading. How's that Intel doing? Still working its way up, right? Q's finding a bottom yet? No, they're actually looking pretty weak. And if they come back to VWAP, I don't know if I'm going to trust that right now. So I'm in the point where certain things I might want to close if they're red, and then certain things I might want to hold on that are deep in the green. So like one I'm thinking about is the airlines, but it's so little red that I'm keeping an eye on it. What you got, Ryan?
I was going to say EOSE just took a humongous block at like, what is that, 441, I think, right under where we're at here. This actually might push. We're actually looking for this to break 450 on EOSE for another move back to VWAP here. So just cleared out a huge buyer. We'll see if it materializes. Nothing yet. And Jay, by the way, Jay Wild mentioning that TAOP looking interesting here as EOSE pulls back a little bit. TAOP looks like this is trying to come back to the VWAP. Let's see what happens if we get there and what the volume is doing. Good stuff keeping this on your radar.
Yeah, I kind of like it to hold 430s here, and then you could risk off 420s for that EOSE. So this is what I see on that, Ryan. So it's actually tradable right here on Trade the Pool on the hourly.
Nice.
And you can see here, look at this pattern. What does this look like? This looks like a bull flag, right? And so I see 1 bottoming action, 2 bottoming action, 3 bottoming action. I'm looking for this to hold and not break the support here around 420s, then reverse back through. This is why I like maybe taking a smaller risk. And look at that action already.
Speaking of the reverse back through, watch it try to go through 450 here. I'm telling you.
All right, I'm taking a little bit there. I took 50 shares. I'm willing to add more at 35s and then hold towards 420s here. So I'm already going to put out the 435s. But if I only take
there goes 450,
shares, let it go.
No, you ain't get right back through 450.
Pushing strong here, guys. Nice little move there. Now almost there towards 19. I'm probably going to be selling this one on the quick little rip just because, hey, why not just take a little bit of green here if I can? I didn't get a full-size position, so I just want to take what I would normally take the green out. close towards that 19. It could pull back here, but I'm looking for the 19 push. I'm gonna get 1895s out there and just look to sell it all there. All right, let's go back to that EOSE. Focus on that one. That's a little bit faster mover here. I'm willing to add, but I want to add on the quick pullback to 35 to 38s. So another thing that's happening here is now you have this kind of, let's go to like a tighter time frame. Down 1, up 1, down 2, up 2, down 3, up 3, and then look for the expansion back. I can draw this here with a Elliott triangle wave here. So the first down action is this move here. Okay, let me draw this again here. One second. There we go. Let me click on it again. All right, so you get this action here. Boom, that's the A move, the B move, the C move, the D move, and then if it's going to be bearish, it would continue down through this level. If it breaks back through that D level, I'll be looking for the expansion to continue to the upside. And so this is a reversal of a shorter time frame looking into a longer time frame bullish action. Longer time frame says bullish, shorter time frame says bearish. I'm going to look for to reverse on the shorter time frame and go longer on the longer time frame. So this is just to show you guys how different time frames kind of work for trading. Smash the like if you guys like information like this. I honestly, this is probably not you're not getting much information like this probably elsewhere right now. Not a lot of people are going to show you that type of action. So that's using multi-time frames. That's trying to. I'm essentially going against the shorter time frame trader here and looking for him to get hit, and then looking for the longer time frame trader to make the money on the hourly.
Smoke Tuna saying MACD is red, but momentum could move it. So keep that in mind.
Ooh, look at that XPEV. Just take that money and go with it. Let's go. Let's go. Bring that register for me, Ryan. Not a bad one there. Took their 1895s. You guys saw me get in there. 1856 going up there. Just sold it there. I put the order out just for the 19 push, and it went right to 19. It's actually clearing 19 right now. And where did I see this? You guys saw me trade this relationship live for you guys. And look how it said, look for LI for the 4250s. It's almost there right now. So that's showing strength there. I could hold on to it, but I had such low sizing that I said, you know what? I'll just take the rip here. NIO for 11 push. There's the 11 push. I'll take it. Nice little trade there. Relationship trading, man.
Edible, just absolutely wild. 450 now on Edible.
Oh, it said it went through the 420 now. Be careful. Oh, man, I can't trade that. But you guys can see at least the spread is pretty tight here. That's why I think it's still a stock that I don't mind you guys trading, at least in my outlook. I hate when I look at these and I see them spread by like 20 cents. But if it can stay within 10 cents, I think it's completely tradable, right, Ryan? What do you think about that for smaller names?
First, the smaller if the name is small, the bigger the spread, the more untradeable it is. Because if you're only looking for 10 or 15 cents, how are you going to give up 4, 5, 6, 7 of it on the spread? It's just no thanks.
This was one that I missed earlier today, but Intel just stayed strong against a weak market. That shows a lot of strength. And I had this on the swing trade, and I'm looking good here at least. I'm looking for this to get to 37s today. And why? This is a daily outlook going into the prior resistance. So if you guys see here to the left-hand side, I'm looking for a move back up towards the daily, up towards this level, and that could get it towards like 3690s. If I get into the 3690s even just today, hey, I'll take some profits. But 37 is the next spot for me to kind of see it get up there. And then I can take some profits at resistance, look to see if it breaks out above resistance. Really good mentions by Intel yesterday. And I went after it based off of kind of bigger time frame pullbacks at the 35. And now look at it go. Big move there in Intel. Nice swing trade, man.
Nice job, Mitch. See, I knew you'd get back. Oh, we need to figure this out where we're both doing well on the same day, because you're clearly bouncing back today and I got slammed. By the way, it wasn't a daily loss limit. I haven't tried, but I think I can still trade. It was a it says
one staying strong today.
yeah, I don't know what it is. I guess I'll have to ask Gil.
Pan W pretty weak though.
Anyway,
If I saw Pan W strong, I might trade Sentinel, but all right, let's go back to here to EOSE. It is pulling back there. Just got that pullback fill. Now I just got to hold it to what? Towards my 420 spot. It recovers. It goes back up there. Just don't want to see it break kind of that 430s really. And then I can already set the stop at the 420. Haha. You see what I did there?
I actually missed it. Sorry.
420 stop out. Haha. You guys want to look for the other 420 rip?
I wasn't paying attention.
Nah, it's just funny. All right, guys, I'll just go ahead and set the stop there. So I know exactly what my in and out on this is going to be, right? I'm going to risk the 20 bucks that I just made and see if this could really rip higher.
Market really coming in here, Mitch.
Yeah, let's take a look there. Qs went up, rejected the VWAP, right back down. So what we could look at, SOX style trades like that, right? Financial services, will they stay green? They're green, but JPM looks like it wants to come down here. I'm going to take a look to see if FAZ is going to reverse here, start making a move back higher. That could be one that I could play. That's a really tight name. Another thing could be looking at the KRE for short, but that's actually holding in pretty bullish here. It is a green area on the market today. Energy is still green. That actually looks like an interesting play also. So plays in energy look interesting for me. MRO seems interesting for me.
EOSC volume drying up. I want to see it take off though.
All right, guys, don't want this to break down through kind of the 28 area. So maybe I'm going to tighten down the stop here. I'm going to move it up there towards like 25. Big thing there is that it shouldn't break this pattern on the uptrend. And so you see here, this should be the reversal action from there. And then so what I'm really looking for on the top side is to take out this area here. If we could take out this B and D, we could start reversing here. So let's see if we can get back up towards that level 450 and take it out. That'll be the kind of, I'm going to put it green because that's when I think that the green actually comes into the name and it starts to push higher, which is that 450 break.
XPEV been incredible.
Not a bad one, right?
Jay, you're long XPEV, right? I feel like you told us about that not long ago.
Woo, that was a nice little rip on XPEV.
I mean, it's just crazy.
Catch those relationships sometimes, man. MRO looks interesting there. I like it for like a 27 push here. What I like about it, it's a really tight name. You know what I mean? I like names that stay tight sometimes. K-Web also doing well. And so that tells us what? China stocks are doing well right now, right? And so you could take a look at Baba. Look at Baba, the Bobster. The Bobster.
He calls it the
Bobster.
No one's ever called it that, Mitch.
Well, you only get it here, guys, live on live trading, baby. I'm looking for a 95.30 pullback right here, and I'll take a shot here. This is a nice symmetrical nice little symmetrical ascending triangle. You can look at it also as a flag if you ignore the wicks. I'm looking for a little attempt in the 95.30s here, and I'll take a shot there on the Bobster long. Let's see if we can get it. I'll even put the orders out. 95.35. Let's do that. Let's do 25 there. All right, there you go. I put 35s. I'm going to put 30s out, and then I'm going to put 25s. Let's
EOSC, big pullback here. That is unfortunate to see. That is exactly what we didn't want. If this keeps breaking down, I'm going to be out, unfortunately.
All right, guys. You guys see the orders out there for Baba. Let's see if I'm able to get it. Does Baba know about that? Let him know. Let him know, guys. Smash the like if you guys enjoying the action today. We're having a good time, guys. I tried to get Baba there. I don't want to chase. And that's one of the things that you guys will always see me try to look for pullback entries, right? give myself an ability to maybe ladder into the position there. And you can see this is going very strong right now. So what I would do now is I'd cancel, because there's no need to like stay out there. Now I can look for the pullback if I get it, but look at the action there. Look at the strength there in BABA. That's actually telling me maybe look for some other China names, and look at JD. JD should have told me something too on BABA. Maybe step up to the plate. Look at JD lead. JD is doing really well today. Let's see PDD. PDD doing really well, but JD's like that action. Oh, I like that. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong there. K-Web is another way to maybe play this for like the leverage play on the day, but pretty decent move there in China compared to the Qs that keep getting whacked, right? All right, looking around, let's find some other trades. Financial services staying green, guys. That's actually a good sign there, I think, in the long run. Basic materials, what's doing well there today? Aluminum, copper, coal. Coal names not doing too bad. I've been kind of getting annoyed on BTU. I keep trying to play it and getting caught, so I might stay away from BTU. But looking at other coal plays, they are pretty strong right now. And speaking of BTU, it is pretty strong on the day, but I'm going to stay away from it right now. I'm looking for industries to see what's doing well there, guys. Technology starting to work its way back. I can say that at least. Overall, just technology. Q's coming back here. Let's see if we can start making an up move in the Q's. Intel still strong, guys. I like that pullback. Ascending triangle there. Now it's holding in there. We'll see if it takes 37. The swing trade on that's looking really good. I'm looking to see if Apple recovers. Of course, I have a swing trade on Apple, but it's looking like it's holding in right there. Stock sale trying to reverse back to 24s, or could go lower through the 2350s. So whichever way you're kind of looking at that. EOSE might get me out here. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. Look at this, Ryan. This is actually pretty cool on Trade the Pool. So if you just click your position, it's going to give you target profit and stop losses on a drag. And I like this.
Yeah, I like that too. I should have been using that.
Because then you can go ahead and just pull down, and it even gives you the money exact to the dot of where you're going to be holding to. So that's $17.50. Another thing you can do is you can use this as a tick thing, where that's 18 ticks down, right? And from my entrance. And so what I could do is also I could click this to the right, and this button is a trailing stop, and then it would trail it 18 ticks down.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And so you can do this right on screen. And then if I wanted to, I could also go and do what? I can hit my target profit outlook, and I can be like, okay, well, I'm looking for a move back up here.
Now you can go walk away and go to your tea time.
Boom. And then I can just set it in there, set it and forget it, right? And one of the things that you can do here is you can really look to see if your risk to reward is doing great. Another tool that you can use for this is the long position here. But if the position's in already, I don't mind using the like OC order type of outlook here of like at least knowing exactly where my stop loss is, what my target profit is, and where am I going about it in the trade. We'll see if it works out.
Was that you that shorted, Dave, was that you that shorted NTNX earlier today off that pop? That was money. That was absolutely money. NTNX rolling over here.
Okay.
Yeah, Smoke Tuna. I mean, if I get my plan and I set my orders out there, what's to stop me from going to hit my tea time? Dave, you're still short. Back, nice trade. That was really good entry, Dave. Could all learn from that.
TQQQs is something I'm looking at to play, maybe back towards 43s here.
TAOP, just nothing but sell off since the open. One bounce in there, but nothing else.
Man, PDD pushing strong.
Yeah, China's strong overall.
96, man. There's TQQQs getting some buys there, and so I'm taking a look at that as it starts to lift here. Looking to see if these stocks are going to continue. Intel pulled back a little bit there. I just see the banks going higher, and I think that gives the market some confidence if technology can come back. So that's why I'm thinking that maybe we can get a move back here in tech. And so what were some strong tech names, right? So Dell on the pullback maybe here. It already hit VWAP once. Dell was a big move though already. I don't know about Dell.
Earnings.
CRM coming back there. I did get stop out of it in the swing trade account on break even. So I'm looking at maybe CRM as it comes back and tech is strong. It was weak yesterday. I have to hold off about a 40-cent risk here. So I have to size down, of course. Like a small pullback in CRM below 2240s, but I might not get it. Like the hourly, the way this is looking on the hourly.
Tesla looking like it's trying to recover its VWAP. I'm for another trade here in Tesla. I'm actually going to wait until I see what it does at the VWAP as opposed to trying to front run it. That would be my big thing.
Trying to get into CRM here on pullbacks. So I have orders out already. So I have the ladder out here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can get any pullback filled at 222.40s. Looking to see if the Qs are going to come back here.
Nice trade 13 on EDBL.
Good job, guys. XPEV made it up there almost to 20. That was a nice push. That could pull back here. We'll see what happens. CRM already pushing. Yeah, it's probably not going to come back to me here. I'm going to cancel for now. See if I can get a pullback on the Qs here. It could pull back here or just take off, and I don't want to jump into the 2260s here. Let's go back to EOSE.
EOSE is in trouble.
Yeah, it is. It is starting to hold this as a rejection. So now it needs to just come right back, not even break through that 425. So I'm like right below there, but I'm just trying to give myself room, and just in case we get a wick here and then a recovery. So I could look at this in the chart that I really want to see, which is this hourly candle go green. Hourly candle opened at 439, needs to get back above 440s.
Timer down there in the corner is 46 minutes. Is that right on that hourly candle?
Yes. 45 minutes. We got 45 minutes to go green, and when I wouldn't want it to break 420s because that's the move to the left and could break that. If you break that, you could go, I could see 4 380s in an instant.
Here you go. Here you go. It's coming in.
We'll see what happens, guys. This is why I wanted to give myself a little room here. I have 422 as a stop. I could even move it like a penny.
Yeah, I have a stop at 424. I'm going to get filled here. Oop, not quite.
Not quite. Not quite just yet. Keeps pulling back
EOSC
a little
very,
bit.
very weak though. Smoke Tuna called this earlier when he told you about the MACD.
Intel trying to make that move.
Credit where
I
credit
think
is due.
that's looking good. All right, so coin coming back today is one that I'd like to keep an eye out for.
EOSC done. That is over.
Still not out of it, at least for me.
That was a good call, Tuna.
See what we get in tech here today. There's my out there. So there lost what? $20. Yep. Pretty much down commissions today. I would have got the full sizing in XPEV, we'd still be deep in the green, but I was only able to get a third of what I wanted. XPEV was a nice move, though. We could look for pullbacks. MRO looking good. Yeah, that made a nice little move there to 27. We'll see if it holds this pullback to 26.95 and then just continues the 5-minute higher low trend. That's what I'd be looking at. MGM was one that I was looking at, and now it's starting to come back here. Looking to see if it can hold VWAP, make its way to 44.75, 44.80s. Kind of an NFL trade. Penn starting to get a little bit of volume. That's another NFL trade that I wanted to be on. I'd be looking for a move above 24s. I'm actually going to maybe play a day trade on Penn. I like this little move. Yeah, I like it. Let's see if I can get a pullback to 88. Looking for a little pullback here, guys. Think you get to 87s, 85. So I'm already starting. I put an order out there at 23.88s. Looking to try to get in Penn here. MGM's another one, and like to see DraftKings pushing higher. It is trying to recover VWAP. DraftKings would also be a play for me through the 30s. It's been hot already, though. That's why I'm going for more the cheaper name. What's going on with the Qs? Rejecting that. See if it rejects VWAP here. And finally pulling back. I want to see tech get green here. Kind of hold. Let's go to those high cap names, see how those are doing.
I don't have
Apple.
anything. I got everything dried up here, man. I've got nothing. No good
Microsoft
setups
trying
at
to
all.
recover. Google rejecting VWAP, though. See if Meta rejects the 300 breakout above. Looking around, guys. TSM's interesting to me. If we do reject and come back down, that looks like a good short. But of course, that's just based off of what I see on the intraday, right? So we'll see what happens there. Will the Qs go higher and all of a sudden just take off here? Doesn't look too bad. Penny pen. We go through 24 today. Intel has just been a really nice one. How's that XPEV pullback? Not deep enough for me. And the Bobster. Man, the
nothing. I
Bobster.
didn't
The
see
Bobster was
anything.
the move, Ryan. The Bobster trade was the move. Look at this, Ryan. Ah.
Lululemon was the move.
Oh, that was a nice one there on the Bobster. It was right at 58, so that would have been a nice little, like, what, almost a point move already on Baba. Nice little trade there. Someone was able to catch it. All right, Q's pulling back. It got to the 88s there for Penn. Now trying to recover the 90s.
Seeing volume in Hawaiian Electric. Anyone know what's going on? I just heard it on the squawk, but I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, it's trying to come back through 14s. It looks strong. Yesterday, I actually shorted Hawaiian Electric. Now it looks like it wants to rip to the upside. I will say that, at least on the hourly chart. This big resistance at 1430s.
Popped. I feel like I'm chasing here.
Yeah. Penn trying to make it back through 24s. Q's holding 379 pullback. Looking at MGM here, trying to think about trying to get into this play, but man, the Qs are just literally like they're like just trying to decipher if they want to go up or not. And
yeah, they cannot make up their mind.
Yeah, and when
they
that
cannot
happens,
make up their mind.
If I position too much right now, I can get caught. So
you definitely don't want to do that. Volume drying up too a little bit. That's the last time you want to get caught.
Valet made a little move up today. Ooh, some volume just got in that one.
Valet had news this morning, analyst rating, right? Something like that. I don't have it in front of me.
Got some volume in that one. Trying to recover VWAP and hold that recovery. 1370s hold and then a takeout of the 1380s. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, Valet doesn't look too bad there. CCJ is another one that I play with that one. Side by side. It takes out 3750s that look good. So Valet, the big thing here is it now to hold the 1370 pullback and then get back through the 1380s. Doesn't look too bad. What I like about it is it's a 1 cent spread there. Penn's starting to push through 24s there, guys. That's a trade that I kind of like now. I'm thinking about even adding to it if I get through my entrance, which is 2411s. That's on the swing trade, but that makes me want to go after MGM here. All right, I'm going to start trying to get a little bit of MGM here. Try to play it off the 15-minute. How's the Q's here?
Q's really pulling back.
Yeah, man. It just that's the move that could take us out. The other move is to me is maybe thinking about this SQQQ move on the 5. And so you can see how it's holding the 1750s here for a push back there towards 1780s. But it's all going to be dependent on what the Qs do here.
Yeah, it sure is.
So I'm trying to be patient instead of running to the positions right now.
I'm
They
not
could get a
trading.
pullback.
I've kind of shook a little bit here after that after this morning, and I can't get a read on the market at all. I can't figure out what's going to happen next here at all. So just not going to force it.
Yeah, that's always usually the best, especially on a day where we're not feeling it, right? We're either in the zone or we're not. You can't be in between. Try to recognize that, recognize it early,
Yep.
and every trader can save themselves some bucks. Lulu. Lulu's taking off there to 400 now.
Yeah, it sure is.
That is an impressive move.
First
Tell you
move
the
was
truth.
down too after the print.
Q's getting a little weak here. Will they hit? Starting to there. Man, I don't trust this SQQQ though, but the setup's there. You guys see the setup. The setup is definitely there. There's
Yeah, I don't know.
V10.
I actually might trust that today. This market is weak, folks. This is, I mean, it really needs to bounce. Stuff's rolling over too.
Yeah, you can go Stocks S also. I'm seeing Nvidia roll over. That's what's making me feel a little bit more confident about taking it. Let's try a quick little scalp action move here. Putting a decent sizing out there. 500 shares out at 914. I'm going to pull it to 915 here, looking to get filled on a pullback, and then risk off of 910s. So it'd be about 5-cent risk there. Trying to get Stocks S. I know pullback there. Pulling it on the bid. Got filled on the bid at 916 there. So now I just got to risk off of my 909. Look to see if the Qs can come down now. That's what I'm going to look for. A move back above 379.40s though could push higher. So it could be a little bit of a trick here. Got to be slower than faster. And I'm trying to front run it a little bit here with the Stocks S. A move on the Qs below 378.50s towards 378 would be that takedown that would get this to lift higher. Also watching here Nvidia to see if it can break through the lows as a good indicator. Nvidia comes back through 490s, and I'll know you might want to get out, Mitch. What's going on out there, team? I do want to let you guys know we will be getting into an interview at 10:45. I want to tell you guys a little bit about the Bad Trader app, as we'll be interviewing Julia Spina. So stick around, guys.
Market is trying to bounce, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
There's downwards on Nvidia. That makes me feel good, seeing that Nvidia down action. Now I want to see Nvidia get crushed. I'm sorry, but if you're in that, but it's got to be right.
Yeah, market really selling, starting to accelerate to the downside now on the market.
All right, so I like that outlook here. Now I'm going to look for this to start lifting here in Stocks S, and if I wanted to, I could put a limit to add. Let's put a limit to add and then hold really tight here. I'm going to put a limit at
market's trying to bounce now. Boy, it is all over.
See if I can get a little bit of a fill here. See if the first move's a fake out.
Yeah, that acceleration to the downside looks like a fake out.
Kind of like how this is starting to recover now. All right, I'm stepping up to the plate here. Just added there. You guys are seeing me step up to the plate. I'm calling it just like I do every time, guys. Now I got to hold a little bit tighter. But I got 700 shares at 916.
This is choppy. Market rolling right back over to the lows, Mitch.
Yeah, I got here 700 shares.
That's SOXS?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's a nice trade. That's a big
Taking
trade.
a little bit of a shot. Sometimes you got to take your shots, call your shots. 922s, I can sell half of it and then look for it to keep going. Looking for a little bit of a pop to like 925s, really.
Yeah, I don't really see anything to trade. I mean, I'm about done for the day here.
So if I can get a move here towards this trend line, I want to sell some. That's the 925s. 918s coming here. Come on, we'll get a little pop. NVIDIA is going lower. That's one of the readings that I'm looking at, guys, for this. I got to get another chart up here so I can show you guys that.
Qs are going lower, dude. That was what a bull trap that last run up was.
Can you show the NVIDIA chart for me?
Sure.
Just so they could see that.
Got you, dude.
Because I want people to see what I'm like using to.
This is rolling over to the lows. Tesla's chart looks like that too, by the way. I think this all breaks down today. Alexa asked me earlier if I thought that we sell off at a specific time. I mean, I have no idea. I thought we should have sold off all day today. I know we tried to bounce here. This really feels like a bull trap. I don't think people want to be long over a 3-day weekend. I don't really think things are going well. Yeah.
Let's see, guys. Let's
These
see
are rolling over.
Real break in NVIDIA, which is a crush through the 86. So you see how it's stopping there at the 86? That's not what I want to be seeing. That could be algos filling there at 86. I want to see it crush 86, 486, 486, like a crush through. And what you want to see is go through the low to the left on the 5-minute. 44.63 is what I'd be looking for that continuation. If it goes through that low, then yeah, through 486 through 484, yeah. Here's 921 starting to show up for me, so I'm starting to get that good action there. Q's coming down, nice little pop here. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and sell a little bit there just to protect myself because this is a little bit bigger sizing than even I'm used to. So I just sold a little bit, took some profits, took some green, trade the pool.
Nice job.
Took some green, bouncing back, boys. All right, now let's let this really rock. Now I can let this look for the bigger move, right? And stay break even on the rest and just look for it to really kind of break out above this trend line. Hendricks, nobody wants to see that, bud. Take it easy. All right, there's NVIDIA now 45s. Looking for this to continue going through. Next stop from here, if it gets through that trend line around the 926, I'd look for the expansion move towards 930s. And I want to see volume continue to climb as it goes through the high of the day, or the intraday high. And then the Qs break through the lows. If that happens, that's a 377 takedown move. And I could look for like that to continue down and then for this to keep pushing.
Market continuing to sell off here. So careful with your longs, folks. If you got longs, careful with them.
Yeah, I'm even looking at some myself. So like even like my Apple trade is starting to go lower. A little part of me is like, do I just take the money and run? A little part of me might, but I've already taken some money there. Intel's the one that definitely ran into a wall right now with the Qs going lower. That might have to be a profit take today. It has to hold now 36 on pullbacks. I'm not going to let it come back and just get me out. I'm at 35.13 still. This is probably one of the strongest ones on the day. Nvidia just made a nice little leg lower there towards that
Yeah,
484.
sure did. And
so this was the
Nvidia,
same outlook that I just put out there. So that low, you see the low here to get taken out. Now that was kind of expansion candle. So anything back above that expansion candle, that 48, I'd be like, okay, we could reverse back. But if we come back even just half of this, it starts rejecting what? To the left. So prior support starts acting as resistance. We talk about this all the time. So this line here should start acting as resistance if we're going to continue going down, at least from my technical outlook, right? So that's 486 rejection now I'd be looking for, and for it to keep going down. So no move above 486, at least on my bearish outlook for NVIDIA. Of course, you guys call your own levels, but I like to tell you guys how I see it. Woo! I got to get ready for this interview. It's been some smashing action today.
and Nvidia, yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're having a good one. Like I said, hopefully one of these days we can both have good days, because I got absolutely smoked today in everything that I did. Absolutely. So I don't think I have a single green trade on the board.
Hey, it's okay, man. At the end of the day, that first trade was kind of just more of a mistake. So I think that just kind of
but that's only one of them. I mean, I've traded it a few times in my own account, ended up going red. It's just not my day. Just did not do well. That's just how it goes. Just didn't do well today.
Seeing China stocks lifting, continuing here. Affirm is doing well today. That's one name that I'll give you guys that's like against the market, right? Look at this Affirm. It did do a nice little push there to 2165s. Now it's pulled back to 2130s. Will Affirm start to lift off of here? This doesn't look too bad off the 2125. Like, I need to be quick here if I want to take this risk here, but you see it's already the 37s, and that's how quick you need to be. Like, I missed it. I missed my opportunity there. It was the 30s off the 25s really quickly, and then maybe taking that risk off the bottom right here in 2120s. But we'll see what happens. And that's how quickly you have to be when you judge some stocks here on day trading. Stocks that's already coming back on me, and that just goes to show you, right? Look at NVIDIA. Look how it's coming back to this 46. Let's see if it rejects that and takes another leg lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna not even try anything else today. I'm just gonna wait till next week. Really, really poor end of the week for me. I'm sorry, folks.
Hey guys, you guys are gonna see me set a stop here and then just set it and forget it. It's gonna be 914 here, so 2 cents below my entry just to give me a little bit of room. I wouldn't want it to break this big candle here, so I don't mind if I lose just 2 cents on this. And so if I get out just because 2 cents, hey, I'll take the break even day. But if this holds here, like about like half of this candle comes back through 26, I'll be looking really good for a nice little expansion win. So I could keep looking for that, and I could keep looking for other breakdowns, and then also looking for different stocks here to kind of get the lift to remain strong. So Affirm looking good. Let's take a look at Valet. How's that one doing? Actually, it looks pretty decent. Actually like this right here. Doesn't look too bad at all. Since it's a 10:38, I'm not going to take this one because I have to go in an interview in just a little bit here, guys, at 10:45. But do I like it? Oh, I do. All right, Ryan, how about you tell us at least what you're seeing on the scanners, type of stocks that are down big, type of stocks that are up big, and of course,
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of junk on the scanners. To be honest with you, I don't really see setups that I would trade at all. I see a really choppy market. It feels trappy to me. Had to get that in there. Feels trappy to me, and my own performance today was awful. There's no other way to describe it. This was my worst trading day of the week. I made mistakes from the very get-go, and at this point, I think that I'm probably at the point where instead of trying to claw it back, I just want to cut it, move on, and come back with a fresh approach.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I mean, like this is what a alert cautious. I'm sorry. I don't know what your name is, but Ryan, I erased 2 months of work on Tuesday. That's what this job can do. And I'm telling you, it is frustrating when you do that. It is really, really frustrating when you do that. Now, I didn't do that here today. I didn't lose 2 months worth of work here today, but really, really poor trading, poor execution, poor decision making, just not good any way around the board. So going to look to reset and come back next week. Just really, really bad trading day for me.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. Just doing something a little bit in the background, getting ready here. And I think Valet looks interesting there. Stock test going back up. Let's see if it can hold me without stopping me out and then working its way back up. A big thing that I'm looking at that just happened is you got a wick above NVIDIA's 486 and then a rejection of it there. So keep an eye out on that. I think that's definitely a good signal to watch for the market here. And I can show you guys how that looks here. We can keep watching NVIDIA here to see if we get that rejection. Just kind of gave you guys that line. Look how it's kind of respecting it now. A move back above that, I'd be careful because you could always reverse, right? So you see how it's kind of playing with that line. It just did a wick and then close what? Right below it. So let's see if we get a close above it. Got 3 minutes though on the 5-minute candle. Then Valet just looks good to me, man. But that's how it is sometimes, right? You want to get into a lot of trades. That looks like a nice little bullish setup, but it's going against the market.
All right, Mitch, I'm going to hop. Rough day for me, man. I'm going to get out of here before I do any more damage. Good luck on your interview. And remember, holiday on Monday. We'll see you on Tuesday.
All right. Like always, have a good one, my friend. Get you out of here. Boop. I tried to keep you. All right, in a little bit, we'll be getting into our interview, guys. That should be around 10:45. We got about 3 minutes there. But stick around, guys. And of course, like always, check out Trade the Pool. I'll throw up the link one more time before we switch over to our interview side, guys. So definitely smash the like. Let's take a look here. Boom, boom. I'll throw you guys here the link. You guys check it out. Definitely support Trade the Pool and check it out, guys. It all happens. We all have our rough days, right? You guys saw me have a rough week. That's even worse. Rough day, rough week. And then put it in perspective. I mean, I think Ryan and I are probably going to be in the same kind of boat here, just trying to battle back. Ballet looks interesting. Now stock test holding that pullback, held right around my entrance. So I'm glad that I held a little bit of a sense, a couple down, right? Now I want to start seeing this lift off here. Valet looking interesting. CCJ, also one that I'm looking at that looks interesting for a recovery of 3740s and then continuing off of this kind of reversal from the bottom down here around the 370, 3725s. But we'll see what happens there. NVIDIA still battling that 486. Look at that. This is why I think it's so important that I'm looking at that 46 to see if NVIDIA, the leader of tech, at least viewed right now, we'll see if it's able to hold on. Let's watch this move and see if we can get it to keep going, guys. Smash the like if you guys are enjoying the action today. It's been a good one. And did you guys check out the Raz report with Kathy Woods? Let me know in the chat. Did you guys take a look at that interview? That was an interesting one for sure. That was one of our top interviews this week. And coming up next, you guys will learn a little bit about the Bad Trader app. Don't miss it, guys. This is pretty interesting. This is also a little bit of interesting because it brings like community aspects to trading. So if you guys want to check this out, stick around. You guys will learn a little bit more about it coming up here. All right, we'll see if NVIDIA can go lower here and we can get this success to kind of keep climbing. And of course, you guys see my stop. I'll leave that in play once we get into our interview. Like always, smash the like if you guys are ready to hear a little bit about the Bad Trader app coming up here. All right, now we're getting a little bit of that downside action. We'll see if it comes in here. I'm going to go ahead and get to my interview in just a second, but I wanted to see if we got that breakthrough. It's definitely hanging on that 486 recovery for NVIDIA. We'll see what happens. That's definitely kind of the stock to watch right now. I'm keeping an eye on it. And of course, the Qs are just hanging out here, also rejecting their kind of rejection level right around this kind of 378.60 level. If it recovers that, I'd be a little bit careful that we could see a little bit of a recovery action. But definitely stick around, guys. We're about to get to our interview. And like always, we want you guys to learn and be able to use tools, right? That's one thing that I definitely love to bring here on live trading. So in a second, we'll be interviewing Julia Spina, CEO of Bad Traders. So smash the like, guys. Let's see if we get that action. And you guys in the chat, I'm sure you guys will keep up with all the NVIDIA action. I'm going to pull down my charts now, and we'll be getting to our interview. You guys smash the like. Let's go ahead and bring on Julia Spina here, CEO of Bad Trader. How we doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. I'm also watching NVIDIA. Now that it's down so much today, I might actually trade it. I pulled out a while ago because I'm a wuss. But anyway, thank you so much for having me on. I'm really excited to be here.
Hey, just the thought that you were in it, I think is good enough, right? And I think
sure,
that,
yeah.
like always, as long as we can get a piece, we might not get the whole move, but that's how it is often. Let's talk a little bit about first yourself. I also saw that you have a great options book out for those option fans out there. Definitely check out the Unlucky Investor's Guide to Options Trading. Tell us a little bit about that book and how that brought your journey to where you are today.
Yeah, that was a fun challenge for sure. Definitely not something that I thought was going to be in the cards, but I've been trading for maybe like almost 4 years now. So I'm still pretty new myself, but I originally came from like a physics background before joining the research team over at Tasty Live. So that's a financial network that makes content and research for active options traders mostly. So I came as like a self-taught trader with like very little experience, and I got immersed in this environment with just pros. Like pro pit traders who were actively involved in markets. They were great communicators. So I got to learning pretty quickly. And the book was basically a summary of like everything that I focused on to get started, from the math to the market theory to the data. And it's really focused on strategy around options specifically. And it was a really fun challenge to try to explain the math behind it in sort of an approachable way. So that's kind of doing that was really helpful for me. And it sounds like, I don't know, hopefully helpful for other people.
No, I think it's important. You know, one of the things that I feel like options, you can quickly get caught by all the percentage talk out there,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And you know how that can happen. And I think, you know, sticking to the math, especially from someone that enjoyed math in school, I think that helps, right? Is trying to quantify things, right?
For sure.
And when we can do that, I think we can make things a little bit more objective than subjective, and that can definitely help. But I did want to, of course, focus today on the Bad Trader app. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll put the image here, but tell us a little bit more about what the Bad Trader app does and how it aims to assist users in understanding financial markets.
Yeah, this has been a really fun project. This got built in less than a year. It's been absolutely breakneck, but putting this whole thing together has been a lot of fun. We wanted to create an app that would give younger and more inexperienced investors kind of like a fun but still educational introduction to risk. So our idea was to basically make Twitch plus finance, so something that's community driven and entertaining and focused on markets. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but something that I've kind of noticed working in sort of retail investing education is that a lot of people, they really want to learn about markets. Like they recognize how important that is, but they don't really want to be taught. So our thinking was that if we can create a community around trading that's fun, that's accessible, and that embraces sort of taking shots and learning from those mistakes instead of like getting discouraged, then we can actually retain an audience and hopefully like enable people to learn more about markets and more about trading. through like market awareness and consistent exposure. That was kind of our thinking.
Love it. And let's talk a little bit more about the features and unique
Sure.
features that you guys have. And I love the education side too. And we try not to make it so much about like us teaching, but more
Right.
along them learning from us. And that's what we do here also
Mhm.
at Live Trading. So let us know. You guys also looks like you host live streams and have
Yep.
community engagement aspects.
For sure. Yeah. So we really wanted the app to look cool, I guess. Lots of neon. We wanted it to look kind of unlike
Yeah.
anything else that's out there at the moment.
Yeah, I have a nice picture here that shows a
Yeah.
little bit more about it.
Got a lot of neon. This is our leaderboard, which is super fun. So like half the app is engagement. So like if you
Mhm.
want to learn more about markets without actually getting a trading account or getting, a brokerage account or anything like that, that's what the engagement side of the app is for. So we have daily live streams with different hosts, and many of them are younger, but they've been trading for several years. A lot of them make really entertaining content, which is fun. You have a live chat, so you can roast the host, roast your friends, talk about what you're looking at in the market. You can complete tasks, you can earn in-game currency, you can earn badges, you can trigger out your profile. So this is the engagement only side of the app. No money, no brokerage account, nothing like that. And then you have the trading side of the app where you can link a brokerage account. And right now we only have one broker that we support, but we're working on adding more in future releases.
Yeah,
So
I love that aspect too. I mean, I can think about it just with Benzinga Pro. We
Mhm.
started also with one brokerage connection, and
Yep.
now we got plenty. So I definitely could see that expanding. And of course, let's talk about social media and how
Sure.
this comes into play, right? Because the honest truth is that nowadays, where a lot of times or lines goes on is, of course, we know it. Some might want to call it Twitter, some might want to call it X, but that's where a lot of the old kind of social media used to always go to for
Mhm.
financial information. I think we're definitely getting into the stage where we want to be looking for different apps and social media communities that could be more just focused on finance.
Mhm.
There's some that, focus on stock twits, but I'll tell you the truth, I can't even look on there because the amount of like just chaos that be on there.
It's a lot.
So let us know a little bit more. Like, why
Sure.
does this cater to those needs?
So yeah, that's definitely something that I can relate to. Even when I was in college, like YouTube, I felt like taught me so much better than some of the teachers that I was paying to go go learn from, right? And a lot of younger people are sort of introduced to trading and markets through social media now. It's a format that a lot of younger people are comfortable with, but it also features younger teachers and younger educators and content creators that maybe are more relatable with a younger audience. So because of that, it was really important for us the hosts that are kind of like driving the content on the app to be part of the target demographic, basically. Most of the hosts are like they're younger, a lot of them are in college, most of them are like under 23, but a lot of them have been trading for several years and are actually pretty actively engaged with markets. A lot of them also have social media following, so they know how to make really entertaining content around markets and around finance. So we're kind of like hoping that is going to actually foster some organic, like genuine community engagement, because doing that, it's not easy on the internet. So that's kind of the goal, I guess.
Definitely, and that's what it's all about, right? Is
Sure.
trying to bring people together, get that engagement up, and I think learning from each other. That's what we always talk about
For
here,
sure.
and I feel like we say it all the time. There's plenty of great traders in our chats. It's not necessarily us that come on the screen. I think that one of the things that we're always looking for is a truly supporting kind of community
For
that's
sure.
actually looking to learn, and that's what it's all about. Now, of course, you come from an interesting background, of course, that includes kind of quantum optics research,
Yeah.
and that how that comes into play, and that's definitely a mouthful. But of course, tell us how that kind of influenced the app's direction.
It's the last couple of years, absolute whirlwind. But yeah, I came from experimental quantum optics and information. So basically, what that meant day to day is that I worked in the dark for like 8 hours a day with extremely sensitive optical setups. So you have like lenses, lasers, detectors, the whole deal. And if a measurement for my setup ever seemed kind of off, which would happen a lot, then I had to kind of track down what was causing that. So like maybe the room was a little bit warmer or cooler than it was yesterday. So some of the optical components would drift a little bit. That was causing some different readings. Maybe there was background light from a piece of equipment that was on that was hitting the detector that I had to go track down. Maybe like somebody knocked something or one of my detectors got fried. laundry list, right, of possible things that could be causing problems. And it was frustrating, but it was actually pretty fun to sort of like take all those variables into account and try to understand how that was ultimately resulting in what I was witnessing. So that's also something I love about markets. I like this idea of taking like all these observable variables, taking like politics, geopolitics, legislation, changes in, like different sectors and whatever, different economic changes, fiscal changes, and trying to figure out how that ultimately creates this observation in the market and these different market trends. I think that's something that a lot of other traders enjoy doing, that kind of speculative component of trading. So why not build a community around that? It's kind of a fun thing to do and a fun intro to markets.
Definitely fun to take a look at it. And Julia, you have mentioned that trading is a way to stay informed on current and events without slipping, of course, into the existential dread. So I would love for you to expand on that and how you, of course, Bad Trader app combines trading aspects, entertainment, and also a little bit of education, right? Because we all want a little bit of a mix, right, nowadays.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Also something I can relate to. But like there was for like most of college, I would basically get really sad whenever I read the news. And trading kind of gave me a new perspective on that, because traders take whatever information they have access to and try to develop strategy around it. And so that kind of like that change in mindset kind of encouraged me to dive more into like politics, geopolitics, whatever, pretty much everything, and try to really maintain a sense of market awareness. And I think it's really important for younger people to stay up to date on markets, on finances, on economic policies, just because of how much those forces sort of impact our lives. And I'm hoping that the kind of like fun strategic elements of trading are going to encourage people to maintain more market awareness and bring more people into markets. Does that make sense?
Definitely makes sense. And I want to give you guys, of course, an opportunity. If you guys want to check out the Bad Trader app, I did go for more of the Apple store here. So I know that some people are going to kill me, my Android fans out there, but I'll give you guys the link in just a second for the Android also. It was really great having you on today, Julia. And you can see the chat definitely loving you here, showing some definitely saying that you can tell she has a brain on her. Yes, we all got a brain, but yeah,
Thank you.
no, actually truly impressive. And I like how you're going about it. Like we talk about it here on our live trading show. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
For sure.
We're trying to show, some live trading. We're trying to give some entertainment because I mean, if it isn't fun to watch, then why stick around, right? I think nowadays we look for everything in our content. I'm definitely going to check out Bad Trader app myself, and I'll tell you what I think about it, and we'll go ahead and maybe bring you back on. How's that sound?
Honest, brutal truth. I would love it. I love what you guys are doing. The way that you guys make content, the way that you engage with your community. I see a lot of parallels, and just thanks a ton for having me on.
Definitely. Always good to have you, and we'll bring you back. Take care.
Peace.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get back to the markets. That was a great conversation. And like I say, I always look for ways to kind of keep up with different content creators because I always see it like this, right? It's not necessarily competition, right? I see it more like it's something to build off of. Just like I connect with a bunch of traders on, different social media. I'm going to be looking here and trying to find, some strong traders because the way that I think about it, if I'm going to be in this industry for a long time and I expect to be in this industry for a long time, I want to go ahead and be with the best, right? Be friends with the best so that we can grow together. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get back to the trading action and we'll wrap up here in just a few minutes. We got about 2 minutes left here till we wrap up. And then I'll see you guys a little bit later on live trading on Start Swing Trade at 3:30. Look at this, guys. This is looking like NVIDIA could keep breaking down. Look how that held the 486. So that's actually helping my SOX trade just continue higher here. And we just got to rip to 30s. So at this point, now I can hold to this trend line and just continue to let this work. So 922 is going to be my minimum kind of profit. So I'm trailing it here to 920, but just trying to work it up, right? I could take some money and run right now, which is what I'm thinking about if I start seeing a turn there on NVIDIA. But hey, right now, as long as it keeps working down, I can keep trying to just grind this higher and look to see if it keeps pushing. We'll see what happens on the Qs. If that can make another leg lower, it did go down towards their new low through 377. That's another way to kind of keep an eye on it. A continued hold now. I'd wanted to see a hold of 377.15, 377.20 area. So that's kind of going to be the new area to kind of watch it kind of close below on a 5-minute. If it closes below this, then I could see it continuing down. A move back could bring a quick move back to VWAP. There's NVIDIA trying to do the same and hold the pattern and then go lower. I'll show you guys that right here. And you can see how if you drew a trend line here, now this is actually kind of holding the downside action. And that's what I want to see continue to hold, right? You guys can see that here, how that's starting to hold that. Let's see if it goes lower and continues to hold now 484.50s as resistance. So I could actually move this line now back down towards this expansion right here. And it's kind of holding this area now as resistance. I wanted to hold that area as resistance and keep going lower. We'll see if the Qs kind of take another leg lower here. And with that being said, it makes me think about like just taking all profits on an Apple because the way that the action's doing today, but Apple's not dropping nowhere near as fast. So that's what's keeping me in there. Penn is pretty much break even. Intel's starting to come back on me. That's the only concerning. Penn is actually strong. It's at 24.08. MGM. Ooh, MGM starting to come back. I want a piece of MGM on this comeback here. So I'm going to take a little bit of a piece of MGM. I'm trying to trade with you guys. If you guys hit the like, if you guys all just smash it right now, you guys can keep me. Let's set a little like goal here. See if you guys want to keep me on a little bit later today. I'll tell Benzinga you guys wanted to keep me on, but it's only going to be if we hit the like goals. So we got 132. There's 231 of you guys. Somehow we need to get it to 200. Smash it up, guys. Let's go. You guys want me to keep going past 11? I don't mind. I'm still seeing trades. All right, 44.40s is what I'm trying to get here on MGM. 40s. I'm putting out a little bit. I'm going to put some out at 38. And then 36. Trying to buy some MGM on pullback. I don't want to jump up there to the 46, but I do think it could push through the 50s. If it does that, well, hey, so be it. But I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback here. We'll see what happens. Stocks S, let's go back to that action. Starting to see the Qs do what? They're hanging out there at the 377. They could come back to VWAP. So I'm just looking to see if it continues the trend. Starting to look like it's holding 377. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my stop out here, and I'm going to actually just take some profits here. All right, so I just took some profits there just to pay myself a good amount. Now I still have 115 from 916s, and this gives me the ability to hold on this pullback just in case it's a little bit of a fake out, and then I can still just hold what? Into the green even. $920 for the rest, and then I'll still get green. Still looking to get into MGM though, so I'm going to go focus on that. Look at MGM now starting to lift here to 44.48. DKNG, I could also see lifting on this, so I can maybe go after that one as it's starting to recover here. Man, might not be able to get MGM now. Trying to see if it comes back after I cancel out. See if it comes back here. What do you guys think out there? What are you guys liking? This is interesting. Let's see if this can go higher. Of course, I have this on the swing also. NVIDIA is just holding around right there. It could start coming back. That's why I had to take the money. Baba pulling back. What's going on out there, chat? Have a beautiful weekend, Wisdom. Smash it up. HE's moving. Appreciate you, big dog. Take a look. Ooh, that is moving. The 14 earlier seemed interesting. It's starting to push there, guys. Actually, an interesting outlook there, guys. Nice little lift off there in HE. Okay. Might get my shot there on MGM. Pull back. All right, let's see if I can get this pullback here, guys. Come on. Pull back. That opportunity. Nice hourly chart. Let's see if we hold prior resistance. So you see here to the left, but I'm going to be looking for it to hold on pullbacks. Any pullback below that, and it'd be a little bit concerned. But if it can hold that on the pullback, we're looking good. And then I can look for a drive above this on the 5 minute. So we can do this right here. This. I'm looking for a move back above 44.50s. So I'd love to enter in here towards the 40s. Especially if the Qs are coming back. Qs come back. Oh, man, we're golden. So I'm looking right here to see what's going to happen here. Also can look at casinos, other casinos, how they're doing. Win is starting to come back. That looks interesting for me. DKNG looking like it wants to come back and stuff like that. So that looks interesting for me. All right, guys, I don't want to miss this move. So I'm going to maybe take a little bit here. NVIDIA just made another leg attempt. Let's see if the Qs make that a leg attempt. Rejecting it's below 377 now, but could recover there. All right, trying to get 43s here. And then I still have that 40 out. So trying to get some of MGM here. AMD bull flag. Okay, I'll take a look at it. Take a look. Okay, doesn't look too bad. What time frame are you looking at? I don't see a bull flag, but could be wrong. Maybe on the hourly. There's a small entry there for MGM. I'm pulling down my entrance just because I think I'm going to get filled still, but on the pullback. There you go. Just got it filled there at the 39s. That gives me 100 at 44, at 41. So now I can hold off the 44.30s and feel comfortable with this trade. If I wanted, I could add at the 44.50s if we start coming back and look strong. I'd want to see the market start coming back, especially the SPY. IWM, still looking good there. You're right about that, Jay. Good mention. So names there that are doing decent that could maybe get hot. Kano is getting hot there. Fate, some smaller names. Looking through. Fubo is getting a little lift today. What else? Looking for a little bit of bigger names. Something that makes sense. I'm not seeing much there. At least they're just all like some smaller plays. Nothing standing out to me that I want to get in, but the IWM itself is looking good. There's the Qs. Will it take down now? NVIDIA just did a nice little move there. Man, NVIDIA's just been a nice little fade there. Look at this. Boom. Take down there on NVIDIA. Look at that. I could even add the Sox S now, but I'm just going to keep it break even If anything, pull the stop loss a little bit back. Take a little bit of the pressure off and let it try to get that break through the highs. That's what I'm looking for now. Break through the highs. It shouldn't even come back through that line. MGM pulling back here. Keeping a close eye on that one. I'll go to the 15-minute. Just needs to get back towards the 44.50s. Success. Kind of slowing down a little bit. Q still held at 377. That's what I see there. So look how this is kind of holding now on the 5-minute. See how that's holding? That shows me a lot of times like algos are buying 377. At least that's what it shows me. Not saying that I'm 100% know that, but that's what they, at least it feels like to me. Like algos are buying 377 there. Those wick throughs could be tricks to the downside, and then a recoup like trade, like let's say a reversion mean trade back up here. We'll see what happens. Just gonna let Success do its thing. MGM now bouncing a little bit, so that looks good. What's going on out there, team? Upstart. You can take a look at it right quick. Upstart looks like it did do a nice little move. Now pulled him back. That actually looks interesting. That's kind of a growth trade there. Off 33s looks interesting, guys. So I kind of like the risk to reward there. I'd like to get it at 33 and then risk off at 32.90s. All right, guys. Order out there for 33s on pullbacks for Upstart. It's only 50 shares, though, but I like the risk to return outlook there. It's a nice mention. Typhoon and Macau casino shut. Jay, I'm playing it more based off of the football outlook. Damn, that already popped there a little bit. Upstart might have been a little bit late to it. I like that 33 turnaround, but I need it on a pullback now. So I'm going to cancel it and look to see if it pulls back. But I kind of like it. MGM starting to come back. That looks good there for me. Q's just hanging in there, man. They don't want to decide where they're taking it right now. Could go lower. So this trend is actually a good trend to kind of keep watch to see. So higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Look for that to kind of continue here. Now NVIDIA is starting to come back. That might ruin the trade. But we'll see. Still holding in right now. Sell off end of day? Could be. Coin bouncing off the lows. That's one to keep an eye out for. I like coin. Tell you the truth, guys. Maybe towards the end of the day, this actually gets hot. I could actually see a rally towards the end of the day. I know that sounds crazy, but we'll see what happens on Coinbase. Looking to see if it can come back through 79 right now. MGM coming right back down. NVIDIA just hanging out. Just hanging out. Look at it. It's just hanging out there. Qs are just hanging out either. Look at that, man. The 377s. Let's watch for that. All right, did we hit the likes? Did we hit the likes? Ooh, 159, guys. I mean, that's going to do it for me, guys. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the likes, man. I wanted to stay, keep trading with you guys, but looking like we're going to probably wrap it up, guys. Like always, you guys can catch me a little later. I'll still be trading, guys, like always. Check me out. Of course, I'll be on Start Swing Trade later today, talking all about my swing trading action. I mean, I got 6 plays on. I got to be smart. CRM was a break-even stop out today, but that could come back. And I'm starting to see a little bit of some strength here coming back in NVIDIA. So the market could come back, guys. That's one thing that I'll say. And I'll catch you guys a little later today at Start Swing Trade. If you guys want to check that out so that you guys can see if the market came back, hey, check me out later today, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, right here, of course, only on Benzinga, of course. Don't go anywhere, team. We got a lot more for you guys. Smash the like. We'll always be here for you guys. And if I haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, and we'll always